business. The nation's first department store filed for bankruptcy earlier this month, and Lord & Taylor now says it will close its remaining 38 stores. Liquidation sales have started in store.
Taylor is closing its doors for good.
After filing for bankruptcy earlier this month, Lord & Taylor, one of the pandemic's many retail casualties.
Taking a hit during this pandemic, a few have already filed for bankruptcy, and after all of this is over, experts say that businesses will need to plan for the future if they expect to survive.
This is the thing that puts them over the edge. So yeah, this is just the early phase of it.
Lord & Taylor was America's oldest department store, and it was founded in 1826. In 2020, it is now in the process of liquidating. Lord & Taylor primarily operated locations along the East Coast, in the New York and Philadelphia metropolitan areas. They expanded to the Midwest a little bit, and they had a couple locations in Chicago and Detroit. This video is aiming to reflect on Lord & Taylor and what ultimately led to its downfall, while I also explore a store in its final weeks of operation. I filmed this video over 2 separate visits to the Woodfield Mall Lord & Taylor location. The first visit, which is what you're looking at, was filmed right at the beginning of the liquidation sale in September of 2020. This store originally opened in 1973, and its original location actually is now part of the mall. It's part of the mall corridor, and they opened in this current location in 1996, a part of a mall expansion that added this new store and Nordstrom. Lord & Taylor, in fact, is actually the first department store to close its location at Woodfield Mall. It still has a Sears, it still has JCPenney, it still has Macy's, and it still has Nordstrom. Woodfield Mall is by far the strongest mall in the Chicagoland area. And Lord & Taylor closing, I don't think will have a major dent on it. But even the top malls here are now starting to become exposed to the current retail problems happening. All of the shoes here were buy one get one free. Kind of a good deal until you look at how everything is like at its expensive full price. Scam phase, no one was buying anything when I was here. I've been going to this store infrequently for years, and I've noticed that they have replaced a lot of the fixtures, and they've emptied out they have a lot less merchandise here than they used to have. The fixtures here, if you notice, doesn't seem like they hold that much merchandise, or they might have a shelf below them that's like missing stuff. And this has been something, it's been like this, I'd say, the last couple years of going here. Maybe 5 years ago, this store was packed to the brim in merchandise. Now it feels empty and very sparse. Lord & Taylor, in my opinion, has been in trouble for a very long time. Prior to 2006, they were owned by Federated Department Stores, which is now known as Macy's Inc. Macy's decided that they didn't want to rebrand Lord & Taylor to Macy's when they went through that wave, because Lord & Taylor and Macy's share a lot of the same malls. Instead, they sold it to the Hudson's Bay Company, which operates the department store chain Hudson Bay in Canada and Saks Fifth Avenue. Lord & Taylor kind of became out of place there. It was in the middle between the two, and I don't think they really knew what to do with it. it struggled under Hudson's Bay, and they didn't really release any data or anything about how well it was doing, but it was obvious it was not doing well. They went through many questionable rebrands through that period too, that I'm sure didn't help messaging or communicate what they really were as a brand. Hudson's Bay eventually decided, you know what, we're going to throw in the towel, and they sold it off to a startup. Oh no, when I say sell, I mean they basically gave it away in probably one of the weirdest deals I've ever seen. The Hudson Bay Company sold Lord & Taylor to Le Tote for $100 million, and they basically got the store spaces, and they got the merchandise within the stores. And then Hudson's Bay, here's where they're giving it away. They covered the rent for 3 years for Le Tote. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Le Tote wanted to merge their two businesses, basically the department stores and their clothing rental businesses, and somehow turn Lord & Taylor stores into a showroom for the Le Tote clothing rental business. I don't know if it was going to work, but the coronavirus pandemic completely destroyed that plan. First thing, people aren't going to be renting clothes right now. There's no need to. All FOMO events are canceled now, and the need for that is kind of over. And then Lord & Taylor, they were struggling for years, and the coronavirus pandemic effectively shot them down for good. I went back to the store in December in its final few weeks of operation, and there's actually still a ton of merchandise here. I was surprised. I'd say about 3/4 of the store were still completely full. I'm gonna save going through the fixtures until the end because that's like my favorite part. And the store still wasn't that busy, and at this point we're in the holiday shopping season. Yes, a very different holiday shopping season, but still the holiday shopping season. Lord & Taylor as a brand in 2020 really meant nothing to people. Yes, they were this old department store, and they did have a history, but in 2020 they were just a place that sold clothes, just like Macy's, Kohl's, JCPenney, with a higher price point. There were no special services that like Nordstrom or Von Maur have, and Lord & Taylor kind of They meant nothing in 2020, and this is what happens when you mean nothing. I do want to make a note about this fur gallery. This was not here before the liquidation sale started. I think this was a group that the liquidation company brought in, and they just started selling high-end luxury furs at a final clearance price in the store. I've seen this before at Macy's, and I don't really get it, actually. I never have seen anyone over here, and I don't really understand who buys furs anymore, but I guess the liquidators think that there's a market for this. Out of bankruptcy, the Lord & Taylor name was purchased by the Sadia Group, which says they intend to relaunch it as an online business. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I do wish them luck in doing that. I don't think that the Lord & Taylor name will truly disappear from the market, but it's definitely never going to be the same. I really have no clue what the future of this specific Woodfield Mall store will hold. It could be anything at this point. There are the only department store that would consider opening a new store right now is Von Maur, and they already have a store in Lombard, which it really is not that far away from here, and they have one in St. Charles and Glenview. And for them, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a mystery, and I think it's stupid to speculate on it. One of my favorite parts of going through closing sales are just to look at all the fixtures and the random stuff that they're just trying to sell as they empty out their back rooms. And the mannequins. The mannequins are so creepy and disturbing. You just have to line them up in one row so they're all parading around together. It's just, it's just scarring. This area of the store used to be the kids area. Other than a couple fixtures and a few signs that just say the which gender the area is for, it is nothing fun or exciting about this compared to basically any other department store. I mean, even Macy's put up more of an effort and tried to make their kids departments a little more exciting than this. It was pretty plain and very, very generic, and kids, they like stimulation. There's nothing stimulating about this area. It is always surreal to walk through these empty spaces in the department store. It really hits home that this store is closing, that it's gone, and it's always surreal to see it like this. I love the random stuff they just pull out of the back. Look at these computers, a tumbler, $5 for a tumbler. Where do they get this? Philips lights for the lights. They will literally sell anything that they could possibly even make $1 off of. They're even trying to sell these cardboard cutouts wearing two of probably the ugliest articles of clothing I've ever seen for $100 each. $200 for both of these very, very fine looking cardboard cutouts. I don't even know what they're thinking with that one. What would you use it for? Christmas decorations and naked mannequins. Liquidation sales at its finest. All of these beautiful Christmas decorations are, obviously fake. How can I help? I don't know. I don't know how you help. Oh Lord. $40 for that display. Great deal, guys. I still can't get over these mannequins. I'm sorry. So Christmas decorations, these fake trees. I don't know. They look very, very fake. I don't know how much dust is in these things. Like, ugh. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to watch another video kind of like this, there will be some more videos on the screen right now. Thank you, and please stay safe.